First of all, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Hopefully, you're having a good day today with family members and friends. Uh, nice Christmas lunch or dinner, whatever it is that you guys are doing. I haven't been able to touch this painting here with work and everything. It's just insane. This is the first time that I've had to. This is the first time that I've been able to come back to it. It's been a little bit hectic with work. It's kind of hard to do anything when one is working. So I'm going back but I'm coming back to it right now, and I'm going to see how far I can get with it before I have to stop, because I do have to go to a dinner today, but it's early. I'm recording in the afternoon. It's probably 1 or 2 in my time here in Arizona. I'm adding some of the mid-value shadows. I'm using a synthetic brush for that, and it's a number 4 flat. And it's not an expensive brush. I've been using some of the cheap brushes that either gifts from friends, family, or some that I picked up myself. I mean, a brush doesn't have to be an expensive brush to create a nice painting. I mean, they're better, yeah, if you use a good quality brush, but you can create some nice work with economical brushes from Hobby Lobby or Michaels. Now, some of my brushes from my other brushes, I have some from Rosemary and Co. Now, those are a little bit better. Not a little bit, a lot better. Those are really awesome brushes. And those I use also. Usually, I use those on my larger paintings, which I haven't been able to do. I haven't worked on a large painting in quite a while. But I will soon, hopefully. I don't know what this year is going to bring. I'm even thinking that this might be my last painting, since too many things are happening right now. And I got to concentrate on some of the things. This year has to be better. I have to get my head straight. I've been a little bit lenient with things, and there's things in life that are happening too that I need to align, and it's not very easy. Life is not easy, guys, but that sounds like whining. That's not what I came to do here. I came to paint. So, all right. So, like I said, I'm working on the kind of the shadows right now, on top of the underpainting that I already had, which, and that's my cat in the background. He's always, when I start painting, he has to start. LOL, it's unbelievable. That's my little Snowblood. Isabelle is pretty good. She's over there in the bedroom quiet and probably totally asleep. But my little Snowblood, every time I prepare, he has to come and provide some sounds and music with his little meowing. But I love him. He's my baby. Alrighty, so again, still, I've been working on, I'm working on the shadows right now, and trying to get the divisions here, and that area there, there's some ground. It's not all shrubbery. It's got some ground there too, so I'm debating whether to add the ground or keep it into the foliage and the trees that I put there when I was doing the blocking. That's gonna be up for debate right now. So, and like I said, I got a limited time in what I'm doing here, so everything that I'm doing has to be put down pretty much correct, because, well, planned, not really correct. I need to see where everything is, because like I said, I have to I'm gonna have to go to a dinner later on today, and I gotta prepare, and I'm gonna be helping with the cooking. So I love to cook, and they already know that. So basically they got me to do that. They suckered me into helping them with the cooking, which is good. I forgot a tube of paint, like always, so I have to come get it. So that's why my voice is sounding distant right now. I have to get up and go to the back of the studio to get the tube of paint. I always think I have everything, and then I realize, oops, I forgot something. It always happens. It's a good thing I'm at the studio and I have everything there. When I'm at home painting inside the house, which I do sometimes, usually I don't have everything in there. So then when I need something, oh, that becomes a little bit of an issue. So I'm creating a grayish tone for the mid-ground here. Like I said, right here, it goes into, oh, this is too red, too much into the warm side, but that's okay. Like I said, I think I mentioned before in one of my other videos, what you see in your palette can look totally different when you put it in the canvas, because on the canvas, everything is going to change, because it's going to be altered by the colors surrounding it. Whatever colors are surrounding your the color that you're putting is going to change that color. It's not going to look like you are seeing it in the palette. It's going to look different. And that's what's happening here. When I lay down this color, I realize, oops, this looks totally different. You see, this is ground right here. It goes up here. It's going to be a challenge making it look like what it really is, but I want it to look like that, so I'm going to add it there. I'll worry about it later. As George Lopez says, later, not right now. LOL. All right, so now I'm going back here, and like I said, this is ground, so I'm trying to establish where this goes. And I'm not worried about it being that detailed yet. I'll worry about it later. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna add a little bit of blues later on, but like I said, this is all ground here. It ties into the road that's down here. Oh, this is a road right here. It's not really a road, it's a trail. That's where people walk when they go to the park. If you ever gone hiking to a park, you know what I'm talking about. It's got little trails that you can go through. And that's what that is right here. These are trails right here. All right, that's okay right there as it is. I'm gonna leave that little bush right there in the middle. All right, and I mentioned that before. I keep my brushes separate. I don't alter the pool of colors that I make either. So that if I need them again, like I need them right now, I'm gonna go back to the pool of color that I had when I was doing the shadows, then the color will be pretty much clean. All right, so that's good there. Now I'm going to change brushes again. I'm going to bring another brush in because now I'm going to bring a little bit of lighter tones. Not the complete light that I'm going to put, but a little bit of the lighter tones to bring into this area here. And by the way, guys, I'm painting on Messonite, so it is hard to create textures. Whatever textures you have, you're creating yourself. There's no canvas texture to help you. Whatever textures are there, you are creating, you are bringing in yourself. So your brush is creating the textures. It's up to you how you handle that, because, as I said, canvas helps you with the texture that the canvas already has. This is not going to help you at all. All right, so now we're bringing this in here. And I don't want it to be way too light still. That will be something for later on. Later on, I'm gonna go in also. Man, I should have done that right now, but now I added paint there, and it's gonna be hard because it's gonna blend in. Next session, I have to bring in the sky holes and the trees. Like I said, I should have done that right now, but it's too late now since I already incorporated some of that. Well, brought in some of that the color that I'm putting down right now in the shadows and all that. It's now hard to, even though I've done it, when you ever done plein air, you know that everything has to be done right there in the spot. You don't have time for it to dry. That's why I use liquid, and liquid sometimes helps with the drying. Even while I'm painting, it's already getting tacky. So in an hour, I'll be able to put color on top without the color underneath blending too much. So that allows you to continue painting. All right, so now, like I said, I'm going in with the midtones after I put the shadows. I'm using a bristle brush for that, and it's a Filbert, I believe, and it's number 2. This is hog hair, which is awesome. I don't know if you guys ever use a brush with hog hair, but I love them. They're just fantastic. Especially for Messonite, it helps with, like I said, creating the texture set you would lose. I mean, that you wouldn't have otherwise, because technically it's not going to, you don't have any of the canvas texture to help you out. You're on your own there. You're creating your own texture. Whatever you have there is what you have. And you have to create everything that you're putting down. Your brush has to take care of the textures that you're putting down. And basically what you do, you follow the textures on what you're looking at. Right now, I'm using a photograph in a small plein air that I did of a scene close to this, but not exactly. It has a section of this, but not the entire thing. But it helps. It really helps. So that's what I'm doing right now. I am creating the textures that I'm seeing here, recreating them with paint. I'm putting them in the canvas. If you can capture that, you can capture the beauty of what you're looking at, because everything is made out of textures. No matter what you look at in this world, it is going to be made out of texture. All right, so now You notice this tree is a little bit forward. It's a little bit in front of the one that is in the back there. So it's getting a little bit more of sun hitting that little section there. And so it's a little bit lighter. And I'm breaking most of my rules by doing this. I usually don't go this light, but it's still not the lightest tone that I'm going to put, so it is okay. And all right, so now we're going to come in here, get some of this texture in here. And that's good. All right, I like that so far. Not too bad. Right, this here is where another pocket of light is coming through. I'm still using a filbert brush, same as the other one, identical. I buy 2 or 3 of each most of the time so that I can use them without having to alter the other color. Like I said, I don't like altering colors, so. Here's the grasses that are there. All right, so that's good. Everything is getting a little bit of separation and dimension also. Part of it is the value also, that when you're putting down, this values are very important. Like I said, in all this section here is going to have the sky holes that I'm going to be working on later on. Like I said, right now, unfortunately, I should have worked on the sky holes and let them dry, and then, but I wanted to film this also, and it would be boring just to work on sky holes. And all right, so that's good. I don't want that to be as prominent as the other one. That's why I'm not working with as loaded as a brush as I was in with the other section. All right, so now we're going in here. And again, I'm not going in with a loaded brush as I did in the other one, because I don't want that area to be that strong and bright. All right, so that's good. I'm happy with what I'm seeing there. Still needs a lot of work. I wish I could get this one to a point where I can see it's almost done, but that's not gonna happen. I might work with glazes on this one also, since it's not really a plein air, it's a studio, so it allows for a little bit of play. I might just do that. It really depends on how it continues looking. I'm changing the color a little bit for this section here. Like I said, all this is going to look better once I'm able to bring in the sky holes. I might just try and put a few right now. Then I still have to work on the ground. I'm thinking of using a stipple effect, which I've done before. You know, get a brush and, you know, fan the brush and get some spray paint. You know, have the brush spit some paint into the canvas, or throw some. You know, you can hit it with your fingers, and it kind of throws a whole bunch of stipple, you know, effect on the canvas. That's the only way I can describe it. And that would work. That same color that I had over there, I need to bring into other areas. We can't just have it in one area. That's, oh, it's looking nice. That color looked very nice again. Like I said, colors get affected by what is next to them. And that's what is happening here. Nice. Okay, so that's good. So I'm gonna leave it at that for that area there. Now, looking at the canvas from a distance to see how it's looking. I'm bringing back the other brush, the one I was using for shadow, because I'm going to increase this here. It looks too weird right there. The shape that it created there is just too strange. I can't leave it at that. It's not good. So I'm bringing it into this area here. And that's good. That's good. I'm happy with that. Now that same shadow color that I just put down, I'm going to bring it into other sections of the painting. Like I said, you can't just put the color in one area. You have to, it's better when you incorporate it into other areas, but don't just throw it into any area just because you want the color to be in other areas. No, think of where you're putting it. Will it benefit the canvas? Will it be a good idea for that color to go there? Don't just lay it down for no reason at all. There's got to be a reason that you're doing that. Other than that, it's not going to work out that good. I never just throw a color in there for no reason. It's got to be a reason. And the reason is that you're trying to keep harmony, but will it work where you are putting it or not? All right, so that's good there. Now, I'm bringing it over here also. And that's looking good. I'm liking it. Now it's tying in nice. Like I said, it's all about color harmony also. Color harmony is just almost as important as values. And you know how important values are. If your values are off, your whole painting is a mess. All right, so far so good. I'm liking what I'm seeing, and it's all about building and breaking down big areas. Especially that's the awesome part about when you do a block in. The next step, you start breaking up all those large areas of color that you put. Here is the same thing. I'm breaking down areas with this color, and it is a nice thing to do. I mean, it's really makes the painting start taking shape, and that's when you start dividing the space and it starts becoming something from nothing. So, all right, I'm still working on the ground here because this is ground. This is not really trees. Like I said, I might use that stipple effect, to put some paint on the brush and flat, kind of run your finger through the tip so it can spit paint. And then let it dry and then go over it. I did that in a painting. It's called Watson Lake Reflections, and it works very nicely. I used it on some of the rocks that came out looking, if I should say so myself, looking very realistic and nice. That was the effect that I used to. And then there was another one else. I can't remember what I called it, but it was in a sundown scene, and it was nothing but rocks. And man, I used that stipple effect on them too because it was a studio painting, and it turned out to be very nice. It worked out perfect, and I like it. I haven't done that in a while. I might just do it here to see how that works out. All right, so now I'm going to bring that color in here too, because this is all ground too. So this is all ground here, and it's got shadows. And like I said, it's gonna be nice when I bring that stipple effect into it. It's gonna help me with all the rocks that are there, and I'm gonna do a lot of dividing on the ground also, and then adding highlights, middle tones. It's gonna be a challenge, but hey, challenges are cool. That's what makes a painting exciting. Other than that, it would be boring. This is a shadow that is being thrown, that is thrown by another tree that's on the other side. Of course, the tree doesn't show here, but the shadow was there, and I thought it was nice, so I brought it in the last time. And I'm gonna keep it because I think it works just fine. So now I'm starting to break the ground, divide the ground where all the rocks are gonna be. See how this works out. Nice, okay. All right, so like I said, all that will look a little bit better once I start bringing in the middle tones and the highlights. But for right now, I'm just breaking the areas where the shadows are going to be, underneath where the rocks are going to fall on top. All this path right here and the ground on the other side are all nothing but pebbles and rocks. And like I said, if you guys have ever gone to a park hiking, it's got paths, like this is a path. And it's not a road, it's a path that got created by people walking through it, where nothing grows because people keep stepping on the ground. And it stays pretty clear. And probably it was created to begin with at first by the park, but it maintains itself because people keep stepping on it and stepping on it, and nothing is going to grow if people keep breaking whatever is growing there with their tennis shoes. At least that's what I think. That's my opinion, of course. But when I go there, and I notice that nothing will grow in that area like it grows on the sides. And I noticed that the ground is altered by people that keep stepping on it and stepping on it every time they go. The people that are there hiking, so it gets affected by that. Right, I'm creating the little passage here. This turns right here, and this area is in shadow. It's a little bit darker than the other one. That's what creates that path right there that I'm telling you that the hikers use when they're hiking. I was gonna go live for this one, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like doing that right now because I didn't know how this was gonna turn out. And if I'm not live and it turns out like crap, then I can just erase the video and wipe the whole thing down. Usually I'm pretty confident today. Like I said, I guess it's the holidays and personal challenges. But I didn't want to take a chance today, guys. So that's why I didn't go live. I'm recording this. But I'm still recording it so you guys can see it. But yeah, it was not the time to do a live video right now. Like I said, this year I'm gonna have to take a break from everything and sit down and do an evaluation of things, mistakes that were made during 2023. I know I had to change jobs. Well, I got transferred in the same company because the building where we worked at and the position we had got closed because of the aftermath of COVID. Most of the people went to work from home, and what we did required for us to be in the building. And most of those accounts were taken care of there, and we serviced some other people. And long story short, they decided to close that department. And that's when I decided to change jobs. I should have never. When I changed jobs, that happened. COVID happened. So now I found myself, trying to figure out what to do, which I ended up requesting a transfer to another department with the same company, since I've been with that company for quite a while, and I didn't want to lose vacation, everything I had. That's the sad part. I go with another company and I lose all my stuff that I earned, like vacation especially. I'm already at a good amount of vacation. When my anniversary is about to come, and I'll end up with 3 weeks of vacation. I want to lose that. man, 3 weeks of vacation, that is a hell of a vacation to go somewhere and enjoy yourself. So, and me especially, I love to travel. So, but like I said, who knows what this year's going to bring. I'm debating on a lot of things. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going through stuff too that you want change. You don't want for some things to remain the same. Some things that you have been tolerating that enough is enough. And man, it's like I said. But getting back to this, sorry, I went in another area. So far, I like what I'm looking at. I can see the road now, or not the road, but that little path with a beautiful shadow, pretty well defined. I got all the shadows that are going to fall underneath before I add the rocks on top. That's going to be a foundation for all the little shapes and different types of shapes that I'm going to add when I'm going to add the, what do you call it, the rocks. That would be probably in another session because I'm looking. I don't even know what time it is. I gotta check. But like I said, I think I mentioned to you guys when I started painting that today I have to go to a Christmas dinner, and I'm going to help cook the darn thing. So that kind of makes it where I even have to be ready even sooner. If you know what I mean. All right. So now I'm going to break this a little bit more here. This is going to help with everything. Like I said, I'm establishing the foundation for where the rocks are going, because the ground is made out of nothing but rocks of all sizes, and that's what makes this ground here. So I'm establishing the bottom of, so that way when I put the rocks on top of that, they are going to have the shadows around them and everything. Then I can go in and add the rocks in a different form and everything the way they fall. It's gonna be really nice. Fortunately, I'm off today, but I work tomorrow, so that kills it. Like I said, work is just, man, it makes it so hard to paint when you have to work. I mean, especially, it's even hard to concentrate to do anything when you know that the next day you got to wake up and you got to get ready and you got to have everything ready. You got to go to work. You got to have a mindset for everything that happens at work, especially with me. I got to make sure all the accounts, got to keep up with all the accounts that I have and make sure that make the calls that I need to make. When I close them, I got to make sure that I'm ready to close accounts. It's just a challenge. But it's better than not having a job. So I gotta look at the positive with a negative. I know there are people that don't have a job right now. They got laid off, or they have a job they hate, which I don't. I mean, it's a challenge, and like I said, it's hard to do anything with a job, but I don't hate it. That's the whole point. All right, so I'm establishing the shadows around where the rocks are going to fall. That's going to give me a foundation for the bottom. Then I'm going to add all the shapes of the rocks on top with another flat brush. And of course, the rocks are going to be of all shapes and directions. That's going to be the fun part. The same thing is going to happen over here, but the rocks are not as big on this side because that's where everybody walks through, and it's more, some areas are just flat ground. So that's where I'm going to use a little bit of the stippled effect to see how that works out. So, alrighty. This is looking good. I'm pretty much happy with what's going on here. And let me see. So here, I need to go get a brush. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Alright, so now couldn't find the brush. I don't know where it went, but I have one that is pretty close to what I needed, so I'm going to use this one. Now I'm going to go in here and add some more textures here. And this, like I said, is where the shadow of the tree hits. All right, so that's looking good so far, so good. I need to establish that this road goes back and forth. That's gonna be a challenge for the next time, to establish the road to look like the direction that it's going and everything else going fine. So, man, I wish like I said, once I do those sky holes, everything is gonna come together. That's what's a little bit challenging right now. It's those sky holes will really add shape to the tree and make it look a little bit better. Sky holes are usually a little bit grayer also than the sky. They're never as bright, otherwise they'll look like holes. Not sky holes, but this is let's see how that looks. Like I said, it's driving me crazy not being able to see what's gonna happen here. I'm just gonna try to stay away from the real wet stuff that I put down, because that will get altered. That wouldn't be good. Yeah, it's kind of hard right now. I didn't put too much paint here, which is a good thing, but it is blending a little bit. And that's not what I'm looking for. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's looking better. Like I said, the sky holes are going to be fantastic. They're going to balance the whole thing out, because now we're going to have the shape of the tree a little bit better. But right now, like I said, I don't want to pick up some of that color and then end up with greenish tones in the sky, which has happened to me before. But I am a stubborn person, and I like to see what I like to see when I want to see it. I don't like waiting for stuff. It frustrates me. So what I'm doing, I'm wiping my brush down every time I put a stroke, so it doesn't affect what I'm doing that bad. Wiping brush with my napkin. Always wipe the brush, guys, your brush out when it gets affected by another color, because that is going to mess up your whole color scheme. It's going to add stuff you don't want, and that is very easy to do. So always, if you see that the brush touched something that's going to affect it, it's going to get altered, wipe it. That's why we always have to have either a rag or a napkin or something to wipe paint off your brush. That is a little bit better. I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. All right, now I'm going to wipe the brush. Always wipe the brush when you feel that it got compromised by the color that's underneath that's still wet. I do that a lot when I do plein air too. Especially when I do plein air, that is a challenge there. All right, you see how different that looks. That's nice. Now, I'm not gonna go that deep into the tree because that will start getting altered. And sky holes, the way I'm painting right now, the distance that I'm in, it's not a bad thing, but it's hard to do. I like painting sky holes a little bit closer where I can see where I'm putting the paint. All right, that's much better. That looks good. And I gotta be careful. I can't go too low with the sky holes either because then it looks stupid. Because this tree, of course, you know there's brush shrubbery back there because you see the other tree on the right, and the other tree on the right. You know very well there's going to be trees back there also, which they were. And if you start putting those sky holes too low, then it looks stupid. Now this one didn't have any high trees like the one that you see next to it. The trees that were behind this one were a little bit lower, so it did show a lot of sky holes. I'm not just putting them there for no reason. I'm looking at my what do you call it? I'm looking at my photograph, you know, to determine that I'm just not laying down paint for no reason at all. If I'm putting the sky hole there, it's because I'm looking at it on the photograph. And I know that that's how it was. But I gotta be careful. That's the lowest one. I'm not gonna go any lower because they were not any that low. Okay, my stupid. The brush is getting altered. I need to wipe it down. All right, beautiful. I like that. All righty, that's much, much better. And at this point, I gotta go look at the time because my phone is recording, so I can't read. Yeah, it's time to, I gotta start getting ready because I have to head out, like I said. Oh, another thing, there's gonna be a beautiful branch going here in the front, and that's gonna be the whole highlight of this. I forgot about that. Here, there's a very unique tree trunk and branches that are going to be right there. There's some of them on this side too, but this one is going to be the center of interest right here because it's so cool. It comes way from the bottom here and it goes into the top because this here is part of the tree that is growing from here. Basically, this is going to go there, so it's going to be so nice. I mean, once that's going to be what's going to add to the painting for sure. It's going to be really cool. All right, so guys, that's going to be it for now. Like I said, unfortunately, I do need to get ready. And I need to get all the ingredients that I'm taking with me, which I'm pretty sure they have ingredients there already too, but I'm bringing mine. I always do that. The only thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to, you know me, I told you I hate waiting, and I keep looking at something, looking at something. I want to see how, when I put the rocks, they're going to look. See, that's going to be one there. Yeah, that's going to work perfectly. Awesome. And like I said, this is one tone, there's going to be another tone. The rocks are all different, but man, once I start adding this, it's going to be so fantastic. That is going to work so nicely. But like I said, that's one tone only. Then I have to bring, the rocks are not all one color. They're, especially when the lights are hitting them, and they're on different shapes and different ways that they're falling. But you see the foundation that I put is really helping what I'm doing right now. That's going to work so good. But at least I already know that it's going to work. I'll work on that a little bit later. But right now, I'm happy with what I'm seeing. It's another rock right here. That would be a bigger rock. It's smaller as it goes there. Fantastic. That's gonna work really nice. That's what I figured. I'm still gonna have to go in and put a little bit of darks, but for now, like I said, I am very, very happy with that. I'm bringing. There's some shrubbery here that looks almost that same tone, so I'm gonna incorporate it here so that I can bring that color into the canvas here and not just have that canvas in one area, that color in one area. Like I said, we need to build harmony, and harmony is built by, not one color being only in one area. If you bring it into another area, it creates a nice harmony. Your eye flows, through the canvas. This is so much. This is gonna be so cool here once I start bringing in more stuff. And like I said, I might use the stipple effect that I told you guys by wetting one of the bristle brushes and then running your finger across it so it can splash paint. It gives like a stipple effect, and that's pretty cool because that would be the smaller rocks. I usually don't do that for plein airs, but studio paintings, you can do whatever techniques work, you whatever works, just do it, basically that's the way it is. And I still need to separate this area here. Man, I keep looking at stuff and it keeps bothering me, and I gotta go back and add paint to that. But let me see, I'm just gonna break that little area a little bit more. And I'm going to, again, I'm mixing some of my color palette into the colors that I'm putting. I'm mixing some of the paints with it so that it creates a nice harmony, because the colors are going to be nice. Okay, happy with that. I'm happy with that. Now let me see something. I mentioned to you guys that I was going to go with a little bit of a darker tone in some of the little areas. So I'm going to see how that's going to work out. So here, you see, still going to need a little bit of shadows here. Darker rocks here. Darker rocks. Yeah, that's going to be beautiful. All right, guys. Well, again, Merry Christmas to all of you guys, and thank you so much for watching the videos that I upload and for all the support you've given me this year. I mean, I am really, really grateful. I mean, it is amazing, the support I've gotten from so many people. Instagram, not so much Facebook, but Instagram, I mean, it is fabulous, even though I don't think anybody's getting what they used to get when it comes to views and stuff. I don't know what it is about it, but it's, but at the same time, I'm grateful because I know I've seen posts where they have no views whatsoever, no likes whatsoever. I know that saddens me, and I am glad that I don't fall in that category. I always get some views and some likes, and that is fabulous. I'm very grateful for that. So I thank you guys for that, and again, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you soon. I don't know when I'm going to be off, probably Thursday, maybe. If I'm off Thursday, I'll see what happens. I might be able to, come back and put down some paint again, but it all really depends on how my schedule looks. Not all the time can I anticipate things, because sometimes it changes, especially right now with the holidays. They're changing some of the days because of course, the store is closed, and they don't know if what accounts we're gonna. Not many people are taking care of their accounts while in the holidays. You know, they put them aside, so nothing's gonna happen right now, and they already know that. So everything will continue after the new year. But I'm gonna do some also some sky holes on this side and everything the next time. Fix this ones. They're not 100% the way I like them. But so far so good. I like what I'm looking at. It is very nice. I think we did some progress today. So thank you guys. I appreciate it.